Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. And today we'll be continuing where we left off. Last, we had been in Drybo, desert area of Banlin with Bangrid, looking to uncover a certain false priest. Turns out that was on Gust, leading people astray to the Amalja for coin. And so, we had uncovered him, made our way back to Minfilia. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots. Love the name. And he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret. Thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated I kept trying to throw an extra N for some reason. To the great benefit all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him to use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found in his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. Okay. Let's teleport to Black Rush and get going. Lower down the volume on the want to make sure I can be heard. What smokestack? There it is. It's colorful. Alright, bubbly pots. Shh. Skull. Who is Uplander coming to tend ring of Mutamix bubbly pots? Body tool drinks in airy self. When full of airy self, body tool changes to stony shine. Name of materia. Huh? Airy self, fighty tool. Materia join with other fighty tool. The big eyes. Fighty tool gains power of airy self. Shh. Scroll. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. You people talk funny. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. That brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? I've got this dagger. Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating's tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. Materia, master. Eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Skull. Materia join the fighting. I know it's supposed to be him breathing through the mask. I'm just going to pronounce it as the words. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. Created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment, crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. Must have sufficient spirit bond. About airy self. How to airy self? That being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its own spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from as would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Shh, Skull. Uplander wishes to be joiner of material. But Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making. Knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. Uplander wants brain case rattled with knowledge, with knowings of materia, and her best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Mutamix. You have such an odd way of talking. I love it. And back to Minfilia. Welcome back, Amatalia. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of material can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I am sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Material may well give you the edge you need, Amatalia, so make it your ally. That is how we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you're ready to begin. Oh, so we're about to face Ifrit. Going to soon. Word has arrived from Bankred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Amatalia. Bankred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone. Report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. And teleport. Your Amatalia Zaelchan, the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. But Lizardmen aren't aware that their man, Ungust, has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission. Is that clandestine? Clandestine? We can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds. Amatalia, let's make sure it does. Icky dick. Oh. It's the wrong setting on my mouse. Wrong profile. Okay. Rendezvous point is right over here. Yeah, do it on normal. Why not? Is the bait in place? Sir, I didn't know we were fishing. I thought we were on a mission. Our man is in position. Sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the mulch up here. Yes, sir. Ugh. What's the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. Huh? I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. You should not wonder how I managed it. It was almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Alright, they're all mine. Time to kill. Spinning top of death! Oh, none of that. I'm good here. You haven't had them, so I'll wait. So we have an ad incoming. Well, at least on Twitch. Matter of fact, you didn't get. And we are back from the ad break. Put up your weapon, or your comrade's a dead man. Behind you! Sleep. A terrifying spell. Bring her. The rest of you, march. Traitor scum. I fear the Amalja mean to give us to their god as an offering. I must die, and let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. I mean, your swords are there. taking her equipment for some reason. Hey, you guys are doing this wrong. Water! Hey, get the armor all nice and clean. Turn the Ifrit in the bowl of embers. Actually, I'm gonna do this instinct for fun. Because I can. What was it again? Diddy fuck, so it is you. Still need to unlock those. Huh? So the bowl of embers. Where is the bowl of embers? Oh. There it is. Oh. I don't want to do that. I want to change it. There we go. I do love how that looked. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it pleases you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame, and mark them as your own. But bloody hells! Bring those two as well. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of the summit. Souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me. I beg you. Pitiful children of man. By my breath I claim you. One moment. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. O mighty Ifrit, my one true God, Words are my bread. Impossible. By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that's the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame, and serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed numbers. Paragons warn of thine abhorrent kind. I guess it's not to be suffered. Let's go, yeah. Not really doing anything to me. Just love imagining Ifrit just wailing on a tiny potato and doing nothing. Another Jolly Rancher. Pray, forgive my lateness. You weren't needed, Pancred. I was delayed by a congregation of homage zealots. I swear, he'd seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Phew. I said the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, sure say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I owe you an apology, Amitalia. If I'd known this mission would prove so dangerous, I'd never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. Let's continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Dragon, shall we say? This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifrit. What a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated. Even taking Dawn interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Olivia. Promise me you'll never change. We wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read. I take your point. So we must content ourselves with knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet, I find that I am troubled by the adventurers and expect a show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps. That is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. As your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. If you'll do so, if you'll do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. Allies on that. We're a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Ah, there you are, Amitalia. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity after witnessing the gods' ignominious defeat. The Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now where were we? Ah yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I hope you can forgive me. Not to let me be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole body, the same cannot be said of their minds. Once the man is tempered. But it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there's still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand no less. That is the deed of an ordinary individual, Amtalia. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. And Philia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You meanwhile have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. But don't take too long, will you? Our realm's problems won't solve themselves. And ticket time. So many tickets to go through. Running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running. Running! Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Banker told us the news upon his arrival. He's presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Amatalia her life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took her prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served her to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle she survived, but it does not excuse the fact that she should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Amatalia, it's so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The heroes you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja to undertake both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal, Ifrit. Nor is the tale limited to Uda. Similar incidents have been rife in both Nimsalominsa and Gridania of late. I dare say, you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Let me explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation, goes through all life, and permeates the very air we breathe. Alas, this alone will not sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals are often traced back to a primal. Which leaves us the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. Well, when all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is the coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give. In order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, the process to which you yourself are subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. That's thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It's as though a great power protects us. When you first came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. It's just you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning, such elaborate designs, our new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. Ah, the immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. Just you take full advantage of their spite, Amatalia. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who failed Ifrit, you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Ophelia neglected to tell you something. Something I think would be best heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. It's reported that all are to be put to death, those with whom you were imprisoned included. We'll say this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. Once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal, whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Sans continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Amatalia. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame Journal for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. Claiming more lives. Louis so would never have allowed this to happen. Oop, wrong thing. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. I'm for a keyboard one that does it. I'll just keep looking though. I'm gonna drink me some water real quick. Not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way into Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you raised the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Thangrid that the Sounds would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us that you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Amatalia. Or rather, you have guests. Big pardons! Ah, Lady Minfilia. Radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Luminsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Amatalia, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Amatalia's deeds spread so quickly. The Emerald Flames should know her triumph is to be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Eep! That her is so cute. Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Zaelshin. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of a valiant woman such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure the peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mr. Zaelshin. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the Amadra and their dread primal, yours was already a respected name in Ul'dah. Our people know you and love you well. Your talent belongs with the Immortal Flames. Join your strength to ours, friend. Together, let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. How often does she speak of you, friend? It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours. Together, let us see the grand vessel of Luminsa, the shores of glory. Lady Minfilia? Very well. I'm quite sure you need no reminding. A brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations that are call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: Maelstrom of Luminsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a grand company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense, tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the grand companies best serves your loyalty, be at ease. That you make this day need not be permanent. If you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you're entitled to do so. And yet, I can see that there's no small choice of face. Yep, small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states and hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I'm given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Any of these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, but I'm gonna tell you, hear our leader speak. Return here with her decision. eagerly await your answer. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, not best suited to the discipline of military service. I strongly urge you join a grand company nonetheless. While the promised reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Amitalia. With it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention. Not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a grand company, however, be one woman against many, a friend amongst friends, a woman amongst many. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely on your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in days ahead. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. I'll stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Amitalia. You have the power to help shape it anew. None can say that what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there's not we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. When you depart, be sure to speak to Tottery. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due take place. Oh my gosh. Oh, that felt like we got down. Oh, that was just painful to just go through. I felt like skipping. I really did. Say, please shut up soon. Shut up soon. Hi, I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Amitalia. But I've sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue. Literally, if necessary. You're adorable. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. All goes to plan. Britannia's Grand Company, Lord of Twin Adder, will the first of 3 services, and the Elder Satyr, Khan Aesana, will deliver her dress at Mikato's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that. Make return your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah. The Flame General Raban Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. When it's rumored that there's to be a special guest. Oh, exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Lamisa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merla Blowfish, I'm going to keep calling her that, will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xantheo. and he will admit you. Got all that? Off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I was just visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Before we get into this, I'm gonna take a short break. Go freshen up, and I'll see you when I get back. Till then, I am gonna roll an and we are back. All these are voiced, so that'd be good.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The three Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Carteneau. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on a
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Damn you! Changing on me like that. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians. Recently, at least, last they have grown aloof, change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. For the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later, it will come to all-out war. And when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them, then? Actually, hang on. 'Cause it did say I could possibly join multiple at the same time. Okay, I'm seeing that you can only do one. Okay, let's get going. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Oh wait. Crystal. The chamber of rule. Do something in OBS real quick, because I keep having to swap like different things. I'm going to use the second one for the sake of being able to have one for, like, instead of having, like, adjust thing up and down, just have two different ones to swap between. That should make it a bit easier on me. Keep it more consistent.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah! Rauban!
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you! Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Rauband? People of Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth?
The time is now!
I
Fancy meeting you again.
The Dons have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take you have encountered them. The Dons are not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they'll seek to crush it. So how they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Nope. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet for these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Uldar has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers were bottomless. Even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency, Every time they do so, the Eldon send their forces to smite the Primal. And though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It's a war of attrition, which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to the ranks. For their sake, I hope the Flame Journal's words struck a chord with you. Awesome, this is the one I went with, so I'll just stick with them. Whee! I got back there. Thale. I can't remember his name. I know we have talked to him multiple times. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral's due to give her address in a moment. Yes, proceed to the stateroom.
Aliens are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt Pirate and Maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limbs of Lomensa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first of the fish like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second of the kobolds dwell beneath the earth and take the primal titan for their god. Keep switching between them, but either way, that's still consistent sound. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lomensans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lomensans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to the crew is beyond question. Natalia, this is Philia. You're well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say, what a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. I'm coming. Oh. I didn't realize I had that. Don't know how I got it. It's a pleasant surprise. Hey, Tatterin. Welcome back, Amatalia. What are the Grand Company leaders' words as unlimiting as you hope? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. Just you see now why your services are in such demand. With that there were more of you, Amatalia. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment? Space between the period and the W? Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, don't let me drag it. Pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Okay, let me get to it. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
He seems like such an ass. Welcome back, adventurer. Take it, General Ramon's words kindled a fire within you. Yes. So I fear that the incident with the traitor may have soured your opinion of us. Plans me to see that isn't the case. Before we can count on you as one of our own, you must be formally inducted into our ranks. Proceed to the Hall of Flames. Blah blah blah. Your strength, join ours. I'm getting tired. Brings you the Hall of Flames. Oop. Ah, I thought as much. You are just as our man at the wake stands described. It's an honor to meet you, madam. Now, in order to formalize your... Sir! Speak, Private. Real, sir. It fired on a Highwind Skyways airship. Blech. Scouts say she's coming down to the west, in Horizon's Edge. Bloody hells. Times for this attack. Oh yeah, there's no time for formalities. All we need is your help now. We're in the midst of a large-scale operation against the Amalja, and we have no one to spare in the western Thanalan. You must go to that ship before the Garleans do. If there are any survivors, see that they do not come to further harm. Now go. Adventurer? You do not hear. Oh, wait, let's find some cover first. Emerald Flame sent you. I don't know you're not an Imperial spy. You don't even have a uniform. Are you right, sir? Scouts reported an attack on an aircraft. I've rescued you. Your tale is out, Chen. Yes? Glad to have you with us. I've not seen a craft this sign before. That treasure, Garland, has been busy. The secrets of Magitech are ours by right. They are not to be squandered upon the savages of this land. We're taking this craft back by fortress, Spanley if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crime. They may take the ship back to Castrum Meridianum, along with your friend. Wedge, you have to help him. Oh, the Lothal was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Nice looking ship. They're not best place to have taken shelter, I agree. It's the first airship we've built since Calamity. The first since Master Garland. Well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. She was soaring. She really was. Until those bastards blasted her out of the sky. We attack on my command. Kill them quickly, and save the Lothal if possible. Is that clear, Amatalia? Show them what becomes of those who play with fire. Charge! We're under attack. 2 arms! Alright. Just send me in. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. How's she look anyway? There's always prepares a dead loss. I think we can bring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications, and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. Heroes will come looking for the scouts. We can defend this position until the engineer leaves. You should go, Amatalia. You still have unfinished business to attend at the Hall of Flames. You're not quite one of us yet, though anyone who'd see you in action today would be forgiven for thinking otherwise. I, just want to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Immortal Flame lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. Two iconic characters. Apollo was initially called Bix. Up this. I want that. I want the broom. Welcome back, Amatalia. What of your deeds in the field reached me not long ago? Exemplary service. Rest assured that the Garland Ironworks engineers are fine. They were able to get their vessel back in the air before Imperial reinforcements arrived. Your willingness to assist us on short notice is to be commended. Clearly your reputation is well deserved. Now then, I believe we have some unfinished business. Shall we continue from where we left off and induct you into the Immortal Flames? Are you ready, Amatalia? Then let us begin. Liao Chen, you stand poised to enter a sacred trust. Blah. One moment. Give me a drink of water. Flames full dawn burn bright, passing light where there is dark, purging evil wheresoever it lurks. We are ever ready to meet the nation's enemies in battle, be they beastmen, guardians, or worse. At a word from Flame General Raban Aldine, we would gladly lay down our lives to maintain the peace and prosperity of Ul'dah. Join our ranks. You must forsake all other nations. Only then you may commit yourself to the fire and be reborn as an immortal flame. Born as one of us, Amatalia Zeltan. And together we shall chase the darkness from Ul'dah. Will you swear an oath to mark this occasion? The sword belongs to Ul'dah. Spoken like a soldier. You'll do well here. Very well. Your resolve is plain. Amatalia Zeltan, I hereby confer upon you the rank of Flame Private 3rd Class. Welcome to Mortal Flames, Private. You fight for the last... may you fight to the last for coin and country. Can you hear me, Amatalia? It's Mephilia. An officer of the Immortal Flames contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Zaljan. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember that you are now a Flame of Ul'dah. You are no less a scion. Return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. It seems your presence is required elsewhere. Before you leave, perhaps you find a moment to speak with Commander Swift. He is not one to see new recruits go into the field unprepared. Right over there. There he is. Go talk to him. Do it now! I have to do that quest? Oh, okay. Oh. Guess I would have to get Doctor. Let's see if we can do this. Nope, no quest. So, Vesper Bay. Hello there. It's going quite alright. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Joy? Let's get it here. I could use a stretch. It's been a few hours. Ah. So, what brings you to my channel? Thank you. I love drawing. It is so fun, isn't it? It is one of the few models I have drawn and use. Boop. Might have to resize in OBS. It's gonna be different sizes. is the most mature looking one I've drawn. But for adventures like these, I am actually going to be opening up for commissions. I've got a lot assembled on a bit of a portfolio or on my Ko-fi page, but I still need to add some more stuff, like a few different emotes. I do need to get some live 2D practice in. Yes, I am. I'm a DIY type of person. Thank you. I find DIY to be so fun because it kind of keeps you busy and you learn all sorts of different things. What about you? What do you do? What do you like to do for fun, besides art? What games do you like to play? Ah, so do I. I've not played God of War since the second one. I have been out of that loop for quite a time. Spider-Man I never could really get into. I'm not really sure, because I've kind of grown out of the taste for those kind of games, those like just hack and slash. I mean, sometimes I still enjoy it, like I can see myself doing it in like Zelda. I'll probably check out a playthrough of it then. Got any recommendations on who to watch? welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Talia. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends. Did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tatru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Biggs and Wedge! Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. I don't think we're properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man. Spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. I've seen a few different versions of Biggs and Wedge, and I do think this is, like, perhaps my favorite iteration of them. Of, like, the 5-6 different iterations I've seen. I just love them like this. Magitech-driven contraptions, such as airships, grow ever more vital to city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we need the knowledge of experts, and so we request the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Self-management, I get it. Haha.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like Gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
By the way, Joy, do you play this game? You just checking it out? It should just teleport there. Oh, Run, run. Run as fast as my short little legs will carry me. You know far too little of the sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the scions once more if we are to. Beg pardons. It is a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Hello, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. You seek to entwine your destiny with the twin adders. Disable that. Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you. Other business brings us here today. Ida and Papalimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the sylphs. The curious beast tribe. That curious beast tribe that calls the depths the Twelvewood home. The sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seed Seer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. Twin Adder is of the same mind. It is precisely for this reason that the sylphs' relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Simply as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of chance, the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes. It is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Ramu, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question. Yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound with Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you sons come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver. Indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalima. I have to talk to them. It says now it's starting in about a minute, but 6 in the morning, I am getting tired. So, thank you all for watching. If you want to keep following along with the story, leave a follow and you'll see when I go live. I am going to be trying to continue on sometime today and get a lengthy one in. Try to knock these out either tomorrow or the day after. Likely the day after. But you all have a wonderful night.